Hello viewers, as you already know that we do in-depth research on important issues happening around the world, taking this series forward. Today we want to bring your attention to the arguments that took place between Trump and Zelensky in front of the media openly and want to analyze it and present it in front of you, which will become a hindrance for ending the Ukraine-Russia war. So viewers, this is going to be the most important report in the series of Restoring World Peace, so we request you to watch it patiently till the end. Look friends. Just before this we have presented a special report on the solution to end the Ukraine-Russia war, which our reporter presented after talking to the thinkers of the European Union and Ukraine. The link of which we will give you in the description, in which we talked about the agreement between Trump and Zelensky which could end the Ukraine-Russia war. But friends, we have to say this with great sadness that President Trump is currently not seen doing anything in the peace talks that would benefit Ukraine or Ukraine's future. That the worries should be eradicated by Russia. Trump is seen repeatedly saying in the agreement that Ukraine should give its expensive minerals to America so that America benefits. But President Trump does not say openly even once on the issue of his agreement that if Ukraine gives its minerals to America, then America also assures Ukraine that if despite signing the agreement not to wage war, Russia or Russian President Putin ignores the agreement and wages war on Ukraine again, then America will provide security to Ukraine. Friends, let me tell you that Ukraine's President Zelensky has no problem with America exploiting expensive minerals from Ukraine and asking Russia to stop the war. Ukraine's President Zelensky also wants the war to stop, but Zelensky is also worried about the future, that if America stops the war for the time being and goes away after exploiting the precious minerals from Ukraine and after that Russia and Putin attack the people of Ukraine, then what will happen? Because Ukraine's President Zelensky has repeatedly said this many times, giving examples. They say that even before this, Russia has reneged on its promise many times despite signing the agreement. Now you tell me friends, Trump calls himself a very big deal maker. But why is he not understanding this simple thing that Ukraine will allow America to exploit Ukraine's expensive minerals? But in return Ukraine also wants that America should not only stop the war today but also give Ukraine a firm written assurance for the future that if Russia fights with Ukraine in the future, then America will guarantee Ukraine's security. See, on this matter we completely support Ukraine's President Zelensky that his demand is absolutely justified, because in return for allowing the exploitation of minerals worth $550 billion, Ukraine will at least want this much from America for Ukraine's future peace. See our listeners, we always stand with the aggrieved party and Trump is repeatedly forcing Ukraine to sign the deal. America seems to be benefiting from this, but if Ukraine does not get a written guarantee of America's future security cover, then Ukraine does not seem to be getting any benefit. Friends, even before this we had made some important observations on the strange relationship between Trump and Putin, which seemed very strange to the whole world. The friendly attitude of Russia and America, and on the same basis we still want to say that both Putin and Trump together are seen fooling Ukraine's President Zelensky. Where on one hand America is benefiting by getting expensive minerals from Ukraine, on the other hand Russia is benefiting by grabbing Ukraine's territory. While Ukraine seems to be worried about its future peace, no side seems to be agreeing to Ukraine's point. We would like to ask you whether you have noticed that in the last 10 days the politics of the whole world has completely turned 360 degrees. The world's biggest enemies, i.e., America and Russia, have come so close that today America's President Mr. Donald Trump is openly criticizing Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky and calling him a dictator and supporting Russia. Not only this, but Trump has now even stopped supplying weapons to Ukraine. As we told earlier, let us come to the solutions that can satisfy all the parties to end the 3-year-long Russia-Ukraine war. Firstly, President Trump, who is demanding precious metals worth $560 billion from Ukraine, should understand that the part of Ukraine occupied by Russia has the largest reserves of precious metals, which Trump is demanding. Therefore, Trump should reduce his total demand of $560 billion to $400 billion, out of which he should demand precious earth metals worth $250 billion from Ukraine and other precious earth metals worth $200 billion from Russia to extract from the Ukraine territory occupied by Russia. Second, the EU should obtain a written agreement from Russia that Russia will not occupy any more territory in Ukraine in the future. Third, Ukraine should give written assurances to Russia that it will join NATO. This solution is not only a win-win situation for everyone but will also promote world peace. But without discussing these complete solutions, if US President Trump keeps singing the tune of his own benefit and the benefit of Russian President Putin and ignores all the aspects mentioned, including the security of Europe and Ukraine, then this will not bring permanent peace to the world, but it will be nothing but a betrayal to Ukraine. But right now US President Trump seems to be talking only about his own benefit and the benefit of his new dear friend Russian President Putin. As we have seen, the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia is a long-standing issue, which has created tension not only in Eastern Europe but all over the world. The violence and bloodshed in the region for years has forced many people to think about what steps can be taken to end this war. In the past too, the US and Europe have collaborated to end the Ukraine-Russia war for the sake of world peace. As we all know, first and foremost, it is essential to understand that the conflict between Ukraine and Russia is not just a regional issue. The repercussions of this war have far-reaching consequences that affect the global community. The continued proxy war, the occupation of Crimea, and the involvement of other countries have escalated the situation, making it a matter of international concern. Therefore, it is important for the United States and Europe to take a proactive stance and work towards finding solutions to end this war. One of the primary reasons for the continuation of this conflict is the lack of effective communication and dialogue between the opposing sides. Being key players in the global arena, the United States and Europe have the diplomatic power and resources to facilitate productive dialogue between Ukraine and Russia. By engaging in rigorous diplomatic efforts and playing the role of a mediator, the United States and Europe can create an environment that is conducive to conflict resolution. However, these sanctions have not been strong enough to force Russia to change its stance and withdraw from Ukraine. Again, the US and Europe came together and re-evaluated their strategies to impose more significant and effective sanctions on Russia. This move has also not put any pressure on Russia, nor does it show the world that the US and Europe are united in their efforts to end this war. Apart from diplomatic efforts and economic sanctions, the US and Europe also extended substantial support to Ukraine. The country was struggling to defend itself against Russian aggression. By providing military aid, training and equipment, the US and Europe empowered the country to defend its sovereignty and stand its ground against Russia. This support strengthens Ukraine's position to some extent but also sends a strong message to Russia that the world is united against its aggression. Not only this, but the US and Europe also hold Russia accountable for its actions. The occupation of Crimea and its involvement in the conflict are against international laws and norms. By condemning Russia's actions and imposing consequences, the US and Europe also send a strong message that the world will not tolerate such violations of international law. But this move did not put any pressure on Russia, nor did it serve as a deterrent to any aggressive actions in the future. So in conclusion, it is now time for the US and Europe to work on the win-win solutions we have provided. By using our diplomatic power, providing support to Ukraine, and compelling Russia to stop its aggression, The US and Europe can work towards finding a lasting solution to this conflict. It is high time that we come together and stand up for peace for Ukraine, Russia, and the entire world. Our thoughtful audience, we work hard to bring important issues and topics to you in a clear and time-saving manner. So please like, share, subscribe and motivate our team, and also comment your thoughts on this important topic. Please visit our website VOPGLOBAL.org and raise your voice. Also join us by downloading your volunteer press card available on our website and share your views and news. Team, Digital Media, Voice of the People International.